Learner language functions and categorizing student mistakes. Hi, my name is Jimena, and in this video, I'm going to answer some questions about learner language functions and the different types of mistakes students can make in the classroom. First, what is a class callout? A classroom callout can refer to a visual resource or poster placed in the classroom. It can provide information or prompts to help students practice aspects of language, such as pronunciation, intonation, word stress, or other language features. It can work as a visual reminder and support students during independent practice. Second, what are two ways students may ask for clarification? Students can ask for clarification in different ways. For example, they can say, "Could you explain that again, please?" Or, "What does this word mean?" These expressions allow students to communicate with the teacher when they do not fully understand something. Third, what is the difference between a slip and an error? An error happens when a student does not know or understand the correct language rule or form. On the other hand, a slip happens when the student actually knows the correct form but makes a temporary mistake because of stress, tiredness, or lack of attention. Fourth, can you provide an example of a receptive error? Yes. A receptive error happens when a student does not correctly understand something they hear or read. For example, if a student listens to a story and misunderstands its main idea, this will be a receptive error. Fifth, how can you handle covert errors? Covert errors can be difficult to identify because the student's intended meaning is not completely clear. In these situations, the teacher should ask the students for clarification before deciding whether the statement is actually incorrect. This helps the teacher understand what the students intend to say. Sixth, can you provide an example of referential error? A referential or lexical error happens when a student chooses the wrong word. For example, a student may say, "I opened a bag of chocolate," when they mean, "I opened a bar of chocolate." The problem is the incorrect choice of vocabulary. Finally, can you provide an example of syntactical error? A syntactical error is related to sentence structure or grammar. For example, a student may say, "He will come in next Thursday." The correct sentence will be, "He will come next Thursday." In conclusion, understanding the different types of student mistakes is important because it helps teachers identify what students need to improve and choose appropriate ways to provide feedback and support. Thank you for watching.